Hi everybody, we're going to start the new year off with some healthy recipes. So in today's video, I'm going to be making a healthy version of macaroni and cheese. You know, that delicious comfort food that we all really enjoy. Well, I'm going to be making it healthier with some butternut squash in the sauce. And that's going to give it its nice creamy texture. We're still adding cheese, no worries there. And I think you're going to love the flavors. So I'm Rockin' Robin, and I'm going to show you how to do it right after this. All right, let's go over the ingredients so we can get started. So here's our butternut squash. I cut this into about 1/2 inch square cubes. They cook faster that way, that's why we want to make them a little bit small. We've got our pasta here. I've got about 8 ounces of, this is actually gluten-free pasta. I got it at Trader Joe's, but you can use regular pasta if you like. We'll need some gruyere cheese and some sharp cheddar. You want to use a stronger tasting cheese to bring out more of the cheese flavor in this. We'll need a sliced yellow onion. Here I've got some milk, I'm using 2%. You're probably gonna wanna use a milk that has more fat in it, so don't use a non-fat. I think it'll turn out a little creamier and richer for you. I've got some chicken broth. Here I've got a whole nutmeg that I'm gonna grate into the sauce. We'll need some salt, pepper. I've got some butter, this is grass-fed butter, and a little bit of olive oil. So to start off our recipe, we're going to be cooking 2 things at once. In my frying pan over here, we're going to cook our onions with the butter and the olive oil, and then this pan, we're going to cook our butternut squash for about 20 minutes on both of those. So I'm going to start right here with our onions. I want to get them going right away. I'm going to put about a teaspoon or so of olive oil in the pan, along with a little bit of butter, and I'm just going to toss the onions in. I have my temperature on medium heat. I want to start it a little bit high, get things going, and then we'll turn it down. Now for our butternut squash, I'm going to place the milk into my pan here along with the chicken broth. We're going to put the temperature on medium-high. I'm going to add the butternut squash, and we're going to bring this to a boil. All right, so our butternut squash is coming up to a little simmer. I'm going to add my salt to this. And I'm going to grate in the nutmeg. When you use fresh nutmeg, I tell you, the flavor is really superior, guys. You got to try it. Now don't forget, you can get all the ingredients, the written recipe down below the video in the description area, so be sure and check that out. Okay, I'm going to cover this now. And we're going to simmer it for about the same amount of time that we're going to do the onions. So that's about 20 minutes. Don't these onions look amazing? This is what's going to give your sauce some really good flavor, guys. Now, I'm also starting to boil the water back here for my pasta. So we're getting that going. We want to time everything, guys, so that everything's ready at the same time. It's been about 20 minutes now. I'm going to test the butternut squash. Just take a fork and stick it in. It's very soft, so I'm going to turn off the heat now. Onions look good too. And we're just going to turn the heat off. I'm going to let this cool for 5 minutes before I put it. We're going to be putting this in the blender. So guys, be very careful. We're going to place the hot butternut squash mixture into a blender. And I'm going to add the onion to this. Now, if we need to add more liquid, I have some more chicken broth here. We just want to be able to blend this up. We're going to pour our sauce back into our frying pan to heat it back up and to add the cheese so it'll melt. And we'll just add the cheese to this. And then we'll just stir this in until it all melts. I am ready to add the noodles. So we'll just toss those in. So that's it, guys. Pretty simple, right? I think you guys are gonna love this. This is creamy, cheesy, delicious, no artificial ingredients, just real good food. And we'll try a taste. Those flavors are delicious, guys. You're gonna love the flavors. Those caramelized onions add some hint of sweetness and some richness to the flavor. You're gonna love it. And of course the cheese, the butternut squash is subtle, makes it nice and creamy. Guys, really, I hope you try this recipe. If you do, leave me a comment, let me know how you like it, and share it too, please. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your first time here to my channel, be sure and click the subscribe button right up there. There's one below the video as well. And of course, to get the written recipe for this, down below in the description. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.